Welcome back to the Slasher Siblings podcast. I'm your co-host Cicely,
I'm your host, Hayden.
and today we're doing Talk to Me. Came out in 2022, rated R, an hour and 35 minutes, and it got a 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb. When a group of friends discover how to conjure spirits using an embalmed hand, they become hooked on the new thrill until one of them goes too far and unleashes terrifying supernatural forces.
Right.
Question from last week. What type of virus is unleashed in the 2016 movie Train to
Busan.
Busan? Zombie virus.
If you got that, good job. If not, better luck next time.
Better luck.
But, I like this one. This is a shorter one.
I actually really liked this movie.
Hour and a half isn't exactly too long.
No.
But, let's get into it here. That was an extremely interesting way to open a movie, I thought.
Yeah.
Like, just, it was like immediately,
Kind of got right into it.
yeah, just immediately got into it. It wasn't,
Which I like.
yeah,
I don't mind that. But it is
No.
like a shorter. It's not short. But hour and a half, you just gotta get things rolling, I guess.
it was, the mom was dead.
Yeah.
It was like the funeral and all
Yep.
that stuff. Like right in the beginning, it was like, all right, well, there's somebody that's dead, so now you know.
Already a dead person.
Yeah, it's already a dead person, and they don't stop.
Yeah.
But the next scene just shows that there's pretty much trauma all around. The main character, Mia.
Uh-huh.
She was like washing the dishes and stuff, and her dad was talking to her, and she just couldn't hear him. She's just like she was out of it. So there's clearly trauma that was happening to everybody, pretty much.
Yeah.
Everyone was affected by the death of her mom. But it seemed like there was a good relationship. I thought that was like her actual brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That she went and picked up from
I thought so too.
wherever,
Until she got back to the house.
and said that, that was, his sister or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that they were actually related because they had a really good relationship, I thought, the two of them. And it was all going really well. They were having fun singing along to Chandelier, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
In the car, and then all of a sudden,
I said that's a good one.
yeah, I guess. And all of a sudden, someone hit a kangaroo.
At first I thought it was a really weird looking deer.
I did too. I didn't
I was
realize
like,
that this
why
was.
is it?
I didn't know that this was like set in Australia.
I didn't either. That's why when they pulled up, I was like,
Kangaroo.
Deer looks a little weird, but okay.
Yeah.
And then I realized what it was.
I didn't expect kangaroo for sure.
Yeah, me either.
That was something else. But the actual sister of the boy, kind of a weird friend.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, she's a teenager or whatever, blah blah blah, but like, she was like ignoring her friend, and she had her phone on Do Not Disturb, even though she knew she was gonna have to go pick up her brother, and she like silenced her brother's calls, and
Sounds like us.
she hasn't. Well, at least you pick up when I call you, because I call you
I
maybe
say,
once a
what?
month.
Can I help you? That's how I answer. Yeah, if he calls, I answer, because it's very rare. But I'm like, okay, he needs something.
It's like once a month. But she was like sitting on the bed with her, and she was just like texting her boyfriend, I guess. But it's just like, You know, there's somebody right in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Like, but whatever. But then her mom lets her sneak out. She knew pretty much right away that she was sneaking out because she was like, "You never ask if I'm going to bed unless you're sneaking out." And she was like, "Oh, be careful," or whatever. And I mean, I get it. You know, she's gonna do it either way, so like, but it's like, she seemed a little too comfortable with it.
Yeah. She kind of just, like, gave in pretty quick.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. You're the one with children, but if
I
Bun
wouldn't-
said, "Hey, I might sneak out," I'd be like, "Bitch, get your ass in bed."
Like, I wouldn't just, you know, he's gonna. Well, you can't sneak out here. There's no.
Correct. Yeah.
You can't, there's nothing for you to climb out of the windows on.
Yeah.
But we should know. We lived here for 20 years. But no, it's not like I would be like, "Oh yeah, sure, go ahead, sneak out."
Yeah, like, especially
I
with,
mean,
like, how it is nowadays.
especially today. But
I
it's like,
would be like, "Hey, where are you going?" Like,
what the hell? Like, just ask me.
yeah. Like, are you going somewhere?
Like, I might say yes, and I might
Yeah.
just drop you off.
So I
but-
know where you're at.
Right.
That would be the better. Or be like, "Call your Aunt Sis."
Yeah. And then there's the people at the party kept treating her really weird, I thought. I don't understand why they thought that she was the weird one.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
never got that from this movie. Is why she was treated like an outcast. Did you
Uh-uh.
figure it out? I didn't
Uh-uh.
either. She
I
wasn't.
thought she seemed cool.
She seemed normal, at least.
Yeah, I didn't think she was like I didn't look at her and say, "Oh, fucking loser."
Yeah. Like,
You know what I mean?
I just, by the end of the movie, I still didn't understand why she was deemed a loser. But they start the game, I guess you could call it, and Mia grabs the hand, and when she does, she sees a random dude. It's really weird. It's really weird to just, you know, for the first time play this random game that
Yeah.
they wanted to play. And you're like, "Oh yeah, I don't know, maybe let's just play it, I guess." And then there's some random dude. Like, even if it was fake, like, just to have like a random dude sitting in front of you all
Yeah.
of a sudden.
No thanks.
Nah, I'm good.
I'll actually pass.
But she said, but it freaked her out. She let go of the hand, grabbed it again, and she let him in. Like, that was a big thing during the movie, was "I let you in" or whatever. And the thing was that the ghosts couldn't do anything until you, quote unquote, let them in. And to see it for the first time in the movie was strange, interesting.
Freaky.
Yeah, it was freaky. Because it kind of like, well, I mean, it possessed her, but it was like almost giving her a seizure,
Yeah.
pretty much. But yeah, she let him in to. How do you, like, she was possessed, but it was like different. It was almost like she was the person. Like, she wasn't there anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they changed the color. Like,
They kind of like take over their body, sort of deal.
right. Like, almost kicked her her soul out. If that makes any sense,
Yeah.
what the hell I just said, but the eyes were different. They were like all black or whatever. And her face was kind of different too. In a way. Like, she just didn't look like herself, is what I'm trying to say, and I'm just rambling at this point, but they talk about her mom finally. Like,
Yeah.
they were very like mysterious about how her mom died up until this point. And they talk about her mom, where they actually tell us that she killed herself.
Yeah.
I guess. It was up until this point that Mia, she thought that her mom was, I guess relatively normal. And it was just kind of interesting to see that scene where she opens the door and she just sees her mom lying on the bed, like, well, dying, I guess. But I thought the scene, the very next scene was kind of odd, where the mom of the other girl, that I forgot her name, of course, was like trying to get information out of people, like, so what time's the party?
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Trying to act like she knew there was a party going on.
You know a party's going on. Why does it really matter?
Yeah.
If you're so sure, why does it matter when or whatever?
They're not gonna tell you.
No, you should have known that. Like, she was going about it like the way you would think you would, but it's like, oh hey, so what time are people showing up? What does it matter? You know that they're having a party. You are so set that they're having it, so who cares?
Yeah.
Later.
Later when you leave.
And of course, they're gonna say, "Oh no, I'm not doing anything that I know of." Like, of course they're gonna say that. What did you really expect?
They're teenagers.
Exactly. But of course, like the description said, they're obsessed with the hand, so they start doing the hand again. And it was the boyfriend of the blonde chick, I don't know her name. And he does the same thing, grabs the hand, lets the person in, which he then eventually ends up making out with a dog.
Poor guy.
Poor dog.
Yeah, poor dog for real. Why did they have him in there?
I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, why did you have him in there? Besides the fact that someone would make out with him.
You guys are doing like spooky shit. Leave the dog out of it.
Yeah, what if that person would have attacked the dog?
Oof.
Exactly.
I'd square up.
But like, that was weird. That was super strange.
It's a little weird. I was watching that, I was like, oh.
Well then.
Alright.
But so Riley wanted to do it. It was the brother from the beginning of the movie. He really wanted to do it. He tried persuading them. They kept saying no. And Mia finally gave in and let Riley do it, which, in my opinion, is probably stupid. I probably wouldn't have let him do it, but he kind of hurt himself a little bit. And this was like the creepiest part of the movie.
Yeah.
Where he gets possessed by whichever being it was, and then he starts beating his face off of shit.
That was scary.
And then he like rips his own eyeball out.
Ooh.
Like, that was
hard watch.
Yeah, that was fucked up. And he's just sitting there beating his head off of the corner of the table.
And everybody just kind of sat there and watched it.
Yeah, like they didn't try tackling him out of the chair. I mean, there probably wasn't a super amount of stuff you could do, but it's like, try
a little bit, guys.
Yeah, a little bit.
On.
So Riley nearly kills himself. He goes to the hospital, and she starts seeing her mom. Mia does. Which, oh, no. It was Mia's mom took over Riley, and Mia was talking to her for a second, but yeah, she this is I got a little ahead of myself. This is where um he took the hand and he ends up beating his face off of the table after Mia heard her mom talking to her. Just kind of a weird coincidence, I guess.
Yeah, did you think that was actually her mom?
I don't think it actually was, because they're clearly going to mimic people
I don't think it was her mom. Like,
No.
at first, it really was pretty convincing.
Yeah.
But then once you watch literally the rest of the movie, you're like, okay.
I don't think
Maybe
that
this isn't your actual mom just
No.
because of the stuff she's making you do.
She's saying kill yourself so we can be together,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And it's like,
Your mom wouldn't say that.
no. They were mimicking her to get her to be crazy, like the dude in the beginning did. So it was clear that, it wasn't Mia's
Yeah.
mom by the end of the movie. But there's an apparent secret about the mom. And I don't think we find out just yet what happened, right? Oh, no. Yeah, we did. The secret was the fact that Mia didn't help her. She just, ran away while she was dying, which she was 10. I think a 10-year-old really knew what to do in that moment.
10-year-olds, I don't expect much from them.
No. Well, that, but it's
general.
like, I don't really think a 10-year-old is going to know
You're dying.
you're overdosing and what to do for
I
an
didn't
overdose.
know jack shit at 10.
Not overdose stuff,
No.
that's for sure. But, that's when, she took the actual hand home after this whole, ordeal, I guess you could say. Riley nearly killing himself and beating his head off of shit. She stole the, I guess, I don't know what to call it, just the hand, the ceramic hand thing.
Uh-huh.
And she took it to her house, which, if anyone knows the rules of Ouija boards, that's a stupid thing to do.
Dumb, stupid.
But Mia, goes to the hospital to see Riley, and just everyone's blaming Mia, which, I get it. She did say that Riley could do it when the sister, whatever the hell her name was, I forgot. She originally said no, like the actual sister, which I understood because, he was young, probably too young to do it. But, he talked her into it.
Yeah.
And, badgered her about it. I don't really see that as Mia's fault. Not totally. And the way that the mom is just mad at everybody, like it was everybody's fault for doing it. It's like the mom's just being mean to everyone the whole movie, pretty much. She wasn't really exactly nice to anybody this movie.
Mm-mm.
I didn't think.
Not super duper nice.
No. But she was just mad at everybody for this, which I get, your son almost, got killed or whatever, but it's like, you should know that, he's however old. 15, did they say?
Yeah.
You should know that a 15-year-old probably got himself into this situation. Trying to be involved in things that he shouldn't be involved in.
Should have never been.
Right.
Yeah. Should have never been here.
No, he shouldn't have been there. And he forced himself into that. situation too, because not only did he beg Mia to let him do it, but when she was sneaking out, he forced his way into the group. He wasn't even supposed to go. But whatever. And then she was watching old videos on her phone of her and her mom, which seemed like sentimental, but also like, who is this woman? Because it's not the ghost that we saw earlier, you know. But she had that bad dream.
Yeah.
That was weird. The mom was like in the bathroom too. And it's just like when this movie got creepy, it got really fucking creepy.
Got real creepy, real fast.
It wasn't like creepy the entire length of the movie. It was just like it had specific moments and then it dialed it up to 11. Like it was really fucking creepy.
Yeah. I agree.
And it was a bad situation to kind of have a bad dream about your own mom, which got, sucks. But Mia was talking to her mom as well, which, as we've learned from other, possession horror movies, that's not a good idea to talk to your ghost mother.
Probably not a good idea to just wholeheartedly believe that's your mom.
Yeah. Especially, didn't they say in the beginning of the movie that sometimes they mimic people or something? I remember them saying it at some point in the movie. I just can't remember when.
I don't know.
But yeah, like I wouldn't trust a ghost straight out.
I'd say prove it.
Yeah, prove it. Then shortly after that, Riley tried killing himself?
Yeah.
So apparently the only way that a spirit could stay was that the spirit had to kill the host and take over the body. So that means that as they were giving Riley a bath and he was still possessed, he tried beating his head off the wall
To kill himself.
So that the ghost could stay. Which was a very
that was freaky as hell.
yeah, that was freaky. It was very nerve-wracking.
Slamming his head into the
tiles and
then
shattering
his head
the wall.
Was bleeding and the blood was dripping down the drain and he was licking it like a dog drinking water. I said, okay, that's fucking gross.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's disgusting.
But yeah, that was something else to watch. And yeah, he was just licking the watered down blood out of the drain. So yeah,
so
this ghost is definitely
disgusting.
Yeah. So they go and they talk to Cole, which was the brother that got stabbed in the beginning of the movie. And he told him, like, he didn't really help him out that much. I don't think. Right?
I don't think so.
They like asked him questions and he was just like, figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
So they Mia got the idea that they need to shut the door because they don't think they did. And that was the other thing too, like, as Riley was beating his face off the thing, like, they didn't try, like, shutting the door or anything. Like, they just... I know you were, like, freaked out, but, like...
react how you thought they would.
No, definitely not. So they got the idea to shut the door. And they were trying to. They were making Riley grab the hand and say, let me in, or let... You know what I mean? Trying to let the ghost into Riley, which it already was. and trying to blow out the candle. They tried it twice, didn't work. Or didn't seemingly work. But then she gets home. Mia gets home, and her dad tries to talk to her, and he reads her the letter from her mom. It kind of seems weird that it just popped up now, in my opinion. Did he write it himself just to try and give her closure, or was this a real letter?
Yeah.
That's the question. But he reads her a letter, and she ends up going crazy and stabbing her own dad.
Thinking it's not her dad.
Yeah, thinking it's not her dad, and it was kind of... I knew that was coming. You know what I mean? As soon as I saw that she was being choked by a ghost, I was like, her dad's gonna come running in here and she's gonna accidentally stab him.
Yep.
Which sucks, because I like him.
He seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Who's been through a lot.
Right. But then she tricked Jade by showing up to the hospital, which she was finally nice, saying, telling Jade, that was the sister, telling Jade to meet me at my house. I want to talk to you about something.
Yeah.
I forget what it was. So she tricked Jade, but then Mia and Jade just disappear. They're both gone. And Jade's at the house, and Jade ends up taking Riley, which is not a good situation for anyone. And you see Jade show back up at the hospital, and Mia is pushing Riley in a wheelchair up the hill.
Yep.
And she's gonna kill Riley
To set him free out
to
of
set
his
him free, which
misery.
that doesn't make sense.
Quote,
Why
quote.
she would, believe that.
And
like-
her dead mother was trying to convince her to do this.
Yeah.
Well, quote, her dead mother. I don't know exactly.
Which is the point where you're like, okay, this definitely is.
Yeah, at this point you're like... And then her face, I don't know if you noticed, started to look different.
Uh-huh.
Throughout the movie, the dead mom, her face started to get more like...
Decayed.
Yeah.
But you know that if Riley dies, his soul is like kept forever, and
Yeah.
the body is taken over by that ghost. So why would you give in to that?
Yeah.
But right before Riley gets pushed, Mia was pushed by Jade.
Who knows exactly? 'Cause
I'm not
they-
sure
they
exactly
didn't
what
show it.
happened. They didn't show it, but Mia's hit by a car. And she stands up. And at first, I didn't know if she was dead
Yeah.
until she went to talk to somebody, and the dad.
Uh-huh.
Talk to the dad. And that's when you realize that she's dead. She's now stuck in the spirit world. And at the end, someone else got the hand. Another group of people. And they let Mia in.
Circled back around.
And it's a whole giant circle, yeah. Now, I did like the movie. I think I would give it a 7.5.
I was giving it like an 8.5.
This was a very interesting watch.
I think it was interesting. It kept you on your toes. You kind of never knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah, you really didn't.
And it just does a lot of like circling back, a lot
Yeah.
of foreshadowing. But I like that because if you watch it again after already watching it, you'll pick up a lot.
The only reason it was a tiny bit lower for me was that you don't know if Mia got pushed or she jumped, and it never explained
a lot
that.
of unanswered questions,
Yeah.
I think, too. Like,
was
that the actual dad?
Was that the actual mom?
Was that the actual mom?
What actually happened with the mom?
Did Riley,
Actually
survive
get better?
this?
Yes, did he get better?
There's a lot of unanswered questions.
Right.
But at the same time, I kind of like that. Like
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction,
Yeah.
you watch it over and over and you're like,
What's the gold
I have
thing?
like 30 more questions than I did the last time I watched this.
Like, what's the gold thing?
Yeah.
Why did
What's in that fucking briefcase?
Why did John Travolta's character get killed?
Why did he have to die?
I mean, I get it. You know, he was there to
Assassinate.
assassinate Bruce Willis's character, but it was like,
still,
how did he know? Kind of thing, you know. But yeah. So there's a theory. Before I get into the fear facts, there's a theory that at the end there, when the dad's getting into the elevator, was actually him going to heaven because he's actually dead too.
Oh damn!
And she's stuck there because she did all this, basically. But let's get into fear facts here. So there were actually 6 hands made. 6 hands made. Yeah, I know that sounded weird, but and the director actually kept one of them.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I wonder.
Is it real?
Is it real?
But that's kind of a cool thing to have, like, on display in your house, and like somebody walks in like, what is that?
Somebody walks in and they know exactly what it is.
Or that, but someone's asking a question like, what is this? You're just like, you haven't seen my movie, so that tells me all I need to know about you.
Watch my movie.
Watch my movie. This was, I didn't write enough words on here, but it says it was the highest grossing, and I think that was A24 film.
Oh really?
At the time, yeah. It was pretty cool because it seemed like everyone wanted to see it.
I have been wanting to see it, and I didn't realize what Talk to Me was until I literally put it on.
Right.
I was like, oh, I've been wanting to watch this. Like, it looked pretty good. I did really like it.
Yeah, me too. And then at the end of the movie, Mia actually mirrors the kangaroo from the beginning, the way she was laying in the road. And actually, a lot of the stuff in the movie actually kind of foreshadowed up to this point. There's a whole list of things, you can look it up. It was a lot of things that there was a lot of foreshadowing, basically, like you said earlier. So the reason, for my final fear fact, the reason the spirits liked Riley so much was because he was quote-unquote the pure virgin. Because he was very inexperienced in sexual matters, and like he never took drugs or drank alcohol. He was the definition of a pure virgin. He didn't do anything to quote-unquote
nothing naughty.
soil. Yeah, he didn't quote-unquote soil his body. So that's why he was so affected by this, and that
they wanted him.
They wanted him so badly, and why it was so hard to get rid of the spirit, I guess. So, go ahead and read next week's question.
What 2014 horror comedy is about beavers becoming zombies? Beavers becoming zombies.
So if you know that one, put it on the Facebook.
We have to do this.
Yeah, we'll have to do that one eventually. Maybe 2 weeks from now, because we already have the next movie set up.
Yeah.
But go ahead and tell them what the next movie is.
Brightburn.
I've been wanting to watch this one too for a while.
I've seen it.
I didn't realize that it was a horror movie when it first came out. I thought it was just...
Yeah.
We'll get into it next week.
That.
But I didn't realize that it was an actual horror movie.
Yeah.
Whenever it actually came out. But yeah, so thanks for listening so far. And if you're still listening, thank you.
We appreciate it.
Yep. And we will catch you next week with Brightburn.
Catch you later.